Minnesota's won twice, the Kings once.
Kevin, they're 24-14 on the road, which is second best in the league to Indiana. That's why I like them. Cassell in the lane early with the little floater. But there's a bounce and an energy in this game. You know it's close to playoff time. It's a beautiful day outside, and you can just feel the energy.
You're exactly right. Here's Christie, one of the top thieves in the NBA, and Chris Webber is back after games. The nice pass to Bibby.
Kevin, a thing. Sacramento, their big men are some of the best passing big men in the league. All three of them average over 5 assists. They invert their offense, and they get a lot of cutting away from the basketball.
Number 1 assist team in the NBA, Kevin Garnett from way outside. He has had some great games against the Kings this season. Here's Christie. You can play the point about his effortlessly, as if I can get the word out, as Mike Pitt outside. A nice shot by the aforementioned Doug Christie.
Well, Kevin, we talked to Flip Saunders before the game. He said this is a team that shoots the three well, and they get a lot of layups. We're going to try to take away their layups as much as possible, make them make jump shots.
It's Garnett doubled inside. Webber is there. Webber might be the key to this team's defense. Hassel to Sam Cassell, one of the great mid-range shooters in the NBA. By Webber, and Kevin gets his first 2 tonight.
See the quick step there? He just can't guard that, and there's really no shot blocking for Sacramento. One of the weaknesses they have is you can take the ball to the basket. They're 28th in the league in shot blocking. You can get the ball to the rim against them.
So we've been tied at 2, 4, and 6 as Webber sneaks inside for 2. And here comes Sam Cassell. Deflected by Peja. Shot clock is down to 15. Here comes Sprewell with some nifty moves to get free and knock it in.
I think it's so vital for him to get off to a good start. Get out and run. In the half court, sometimes he gets lost. But in the open courts, when he's at his best.
Here's Webber, over 20 points a game since he has come back across the lane. Bibby snaps it outside Christie for 2. And one by Irvin Johnson. He gives off to Cassell. Minnesota +1, now even at rebounding with the Kings. Each team is led by as many as 2 here in the opening minutes from Sacramento. A lot of buzz in the building tonight for this one. Peja Stojakovic. What a shot by Stojakovic.
Hassel all over him. That looked like Wilt Chamberlain's old step-back jump shot that he used. The only difference is he didn't use the backboard. What a magnificent shot, Kevin. You see why he's one of the best shot makers in the league.
And here's Sprewell. Rebound by Webber. Stojakovic has 4. Cassell has 4 so far. And Peja again with Hassel on him. And into Divac, who is bumped by Johnson. And they're letting him play, which is good to see. And a Kings turnover and a 3-on-1 with Cassell finding Garnett inside.
That's what you have to do against Sacramento. You've got to be able to force a few turnovers to get them out of their offensive rhythm and then run down and get some layups. You don't want to get into a jump shooting contest with this team, especially here in Arco.
Kings have won 2 straight. Minnesota has won 5 straight games coming into tonight. And there is a foul. It is inside. It is on Minnesota's Trenton Hassel. That is the first on him.
Well, Stojakovic moving without the basketball. Look at the way he squares himself up with his feet and gets those shoulders squared. Now watch his step-back shot. Hassel all over him. Steps back, but very, very high degree difficulty of shot.
Stojakovic winding inside. Great feed to Divac. Stripped to the ball by Garnett. Hassel. Sprewell. And that's a goaltend for 2 as Christie is called.
Very confident Minnesota team right now. We saw them against San Antonio about 3 weeks ago, Kevin, where they were going through that tough period, getting guys back who were injured, struggling. And now they've got that edge back, and they're really doing it with their defense. It's a much improved defensive team.
It's Webber over Garnett. And back out to Christie on the offensive rebound.
A long shot means long rebound, so your guards are going to have to get back in there and corral those long boards.
6 ties in the game. Here comes Garnett with the quick double. Hassel. Shot clock at 9 for Spree, who scored 37 on the Kings the last time. Kevin Garnett.
Have been against his team 25 rebounds this year, which is a career high.
He's had some beauties. Last time they met, he had 22. Since the All-Star break, the Kings are 17-10. Minnesota since December 1st, as Stojakovic launches. Minnesota since December 1st has the best record in the NBA as Stojakovic fans in his only miss tonight. The thing that people don't realize about the Timberwolves, they completely revamped the roster.
They sure did, and that's where I give Kevin Garnett a lot of credit. Going into training camp, his work ethic and what it did for veterans of Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell, I thought it re-energized their careers at this point in time, and they've been great.
Sprewell, and here's Hassel, and over Bibby with a nice tap, and Johnson saves it, and a shot clock violation.
One of the areas that Sacramento has struggled with is they have not been a good defensive rebounding team this year. I think Minnesota would love to be able to sneak in there on those offensive boards and get some second chance points. One of the fan favorites, Brad Miller, checking into the game. Well, what a year he was having until he sprained his ankle at the All-Star game. Kevin, that slowed him down, and then he fell on his right arm, had bursitis in that elbow. That has slowed him down. They really need him back.
So Miller is in. That was an out of bounds by Irvin Johnson. Bank shot by Chris Webber. Webber averaging just under 20 points a game, 9 rebounds and 5 assists. They're putting up great numbers. And here's Hassel. We've got 7 ties to begin this game. Garnett, Cassell, shot clock at 4, and picked off by Doug Christie. That's the 3rd Minnesota turnover. And Bibby out to Miller. Wide open, a good shooter from that range, too. He's over 55% shooting from the floor for the season.
Well, he said his elbow finally feels good. The other night when he was shooting the basketball, he had 20 points in the ballgame. He said it's the first time he shot, but his elbow wasn't hurting.
Nice shot by Latrell Sprewell, who puts neither team is led by more than 2. They sneak it inside Stojakovic, and Miller again. Just hit from there, and hits it from 15 feet once again.
You can see how they spread you out. And when everybody can shoot and everybody can pass, it's so difficult to defend, Kevin. That's what we talked about in the open. You've got to guard everybody.
Garnett with the screen, and Cassell banks it home. Sam Cassell has started 3 of 4. He's got 6, and here comes Christie, tied again, this time at 18. Webber over Oladipo. Outstanding shooting. A 3 by Jackson. Missed it all. Picked up by Garnett. And here comes Kevin. Is there any doubt in your mind that Kevin Garnett is the MVP of the season?
No, not at all. I mean, there's guys that had great years. Tim Duncan, Jermaine O'Neal has been terrific. Sam Cassell's got it cooking now. He's hit 3 straight for 6 points. And after the game, he squared up and knocked in the shot. Got in the lane. He gets all the way to the basket and the score. He had 2 of those driving layups in the game, and then made a nice play here where Webber's rolling out. Got Chris Webber the jump shot. Webber had 5 field goals. And then the big hands of Chris Webber, the ability to back down. He's a very powerful player, and even though he's not 100%, what he brings out there to their team. And he told Cheryl Miller at halftime that he really liked what he and Brad Miller did together defensively. And then from the standpoint of Minnesota, you can see what they've done. 29 of the 39 points, 33 of the 46 shots they have taken. And I talked to Sam Cassell at halftime. I said, any adjustments? And he said, I had some great shots. I just got to start knocking those shots. And he said, we're going to be all right. We're going to win the game.
Timberwolves come in 2nd place, Western Conference, half game and back of Sacramento. They've won 5 straight. Sacramento, the best record in the Western Conference. Cheryl Miller, they've won 2 straight. As we send it over to you.
Well, Flip Saunders said exactly what you did, Doug Collins. He said, we are a high assist team, so how in the world can we only have 5? He said, we have to have better ball movement in our half-court offense. We spent too much time on the strong side. Let's swing the ball to the weak side. One quick note as Peja Stojakovic hits that shot. Bobby Jackson, who had 7 points in 8 minutes, he told me once he injured himself, it felt like somebody had ripped out his stomach. I said, well, how are you feeling? He said, outside of my lungs being on fire, I feel great.
The first time he's played since mid-February. Here come the Kings. Christie, Bibby, Webber, Divac, Stojakovic trying the back door. Divac couldn't get the pass. Minnesota with Irvin Johnson and Trent Hassel, Cassell, Sprewell, and Kevin Garnett.
Well, Stojakovic sort of quiet in that first half. Only 3 of 7.
Oh, wow, what a pass and what a jam.
Oh, conversation there from Sacramento did not get back. You did not want to give Garnett that kind of look. And You couldn't heard Kenny and Charles talk at halftime too. Garnett's going to keep running the entire game. It's going to be what kind of stamina does Chris Webber have over 40 minutes?
Kevin's got 11. Team high 12 from Sam Cassell. And outside, Bibby can't hit. Urban Johnson will try to chase it out of bounds, and it's off his touch. And wait a minute. I think it's off of Minnesota. It should be. And they're going to change the play, and that's exactly what they're going to do. In the first quarter, Sacramento led by 3. At halftime, Sacramento was up by 8.
Sacramento's in a better rhythm now offensively, Kevin. They're moving the basketball. They're making the extra pass. Trouble if this guy starts making shots.
That was a tough one right there, contorting up a shot. Nice rebound by Johnson. Here's Cassell with his full throttle move the other way. He's got to try to manufacture some things for the Timberwolves on offense.
As fast a pace as this game's been, that's only the 4th fast break point for Minnesota. Sacramento has none.
Wow. Chris Webber, 10 in the first half. Over Garnett, who alters the shot. Kevin's now got a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds. 69th of the season. Number 1 in the NBA for KG. Trenton Hassel. That is a foul on Hassel. He's got number 2.
What if there's condensation
Right
on the floor? You know, it's starting to get that time of the year where it starts getting warm outside. If you get that ice or anything underneath the floor here, Kevin, all of a sudden you get a little moisture and you get guys slipping around.
The condensation could be because of congestion. So you were right. Yeah, you were right, Coach. You were right. Just here's Debbie inside.
That's why you're such a team. That's why you're such a good point guard.
And out of bounds. Had a lot of ties. They all came in that first quarter. 9 ties in that first quarter, and the biggest lead by either team, 10 by Sacramento. Knocked away by Stojakovic. Step out of bounds. On the far side.
You see Sprewell and Sam Cassell talking there with one another. Sam thought he was going to continue to come, and he stepped back, and the reason he did is because Stojakovic came through the inside of that screen. So when you've got to read that as the passer, and Kevin, when he does that, you have to keep your dribble alive and take the ball towards the guy and let him fade down to the corner to create a passing lane. At times, Sam was too quick with the pass. He did not read the defense.
Good call by Joey Crawford on the wing, one of the best in the NBA at officiating. Here's Cassell drawing a quick double. Garnett swings it to Hassel. Rebound by Doug Christie.
See, with Hassel on the floor and Urban Johnson, you're really playing 3-on-5 offensively, and that has hurt Minnesota tonight.
Kings have the 2nd best home record in the NBA coming into tonight. They're 33-6, a good steal by Kevin Garnett. With the Timberwolves, the 2nd best road record in the league for Minnesota.
And the best road record belongs to the Indiana Pacers, who quietly are going to have the best record in the NBA this year.
Spree for 3. And his three-point shooting over the last 6 games, 50%. So that's a rare miss for Sprewell from that distance. Bibby. Kings are shooting 46% from the floor. With a nice fake, and Sprewell hit, and he slips, but he counted to go. A little slow getting up. Here come the Timberwolves, 40% from the field. Hassel with an acrobatic move on Divac. Bibby fighting through a Cassell arm, and a foul called on Sam Cassell. Sam, the leading scorer with 14. It's a second on Sam.
It's a game, not many free throws, 4 of 6, 4 of 5.
Rakovic tries to grind his way inside. That's another Minnesota foul. Hassel was defending, and they had Urban Johnson down there too. And that is a foul on Johnson. That is his 2nd. Make it his 1st. The 1st on him, and they'll send Page to the free throw line. And he has just put, he's the number 1 free throw shooter in the NBA, 92%, number 2 in scoring, number 6 in three-point shooting. His numbers too, NBA MVP worthy.
You know, I think when you talk to the MVP, all season long, I think we've been pretty consistent. We've talked about Garnett, we've talked about Duncan, Stojakovic, and Jermaine O'Neal. I think those 4 guys have had the best seasons.
And Stojakovic. So Peja's got 10, Weber's got 12, Bibby's got 10 points. Those are the highest scores for the Kings. 14 for Cassell, 11 and 10 rebounds for Kevin Garnett as he surveys. Kings by 9, they've led by 10.
So they got Bibby playing Hassel, really trying to hide him defensively, and Hassel trying to take advantage of it, and that's really not his game.
Inside it goes. On the halfway point of the third quarter. Bibby. Weber. Weber is 6 of 11. Stojakovic is 4 of 9.
You give him that look, if it hits the rim, it's a miss. And hit nothing but the bottom of the net. This guy ripples that net when he shoots.
Michael Olowokandi with a nice little move off the block, and Michael Olowokandi off the bench, 6 points and 5 rebounds in 13 minutes.
So you don't have to guard Irvin Johnson in there. Irvin gives you nice defense, but now you've got to guard Olowokandi.
With Weber. Rebound by Sam Cassell. Statistically, as highly rated a point guard as there is right now in the NBA. He was a first-time All-Star this past February. One of the oldest ever to get that award that late in his career. Sweetwater Clifton got it in 57. Olowokandi, the foul.
He's giving him a nice lift off the bench, getting to the offensive boards. The first half he had 4 offensive rebounds. He just picked up his 5th offensive rebound to the game. And what that means, Kevin, is when you're shooting 39 or 40%, you get more shots at the basket. And Olowokandi being very active, going right over the top of Brad Miller, did that little jump hook. More importantly, Minnesota is starting to get to the free throw line, and they are one of the best free throw shooting teams in the league, but they shoot less than 20 a game. And free throws are so important to them, Kevin. When they shoot more free throws than their opponent, they're 33 and 2. That's important they get to the line.
Doug, but it's interesting what you say in terms of attempts. Number 28, second to last in the league in free throw attempts.
They shoot a lot of jump shots. And, you know, they don't have a guy that's going to get in there and get 8-10 free throws a game.
Timberwolves 6 of 10 from the line. Kings are 6 of 7. Patient. And saved by Cassell.
A good substitution by Flip Saunders. This team right here that he's got on the floor, much more cohesive on the offensive end.
And he still has the big 3 still in the game. Cassell. He's got a game high 16 points. He is 8 of 18, 4 rebounds, and the Timberwolves hanging around. They've come to within 5, 57-52.
Well, they were down 11 when he made the substitution, taking 6 points off that lead quickly.
Turnovers about even in the game. 8 for the Wolves and 7 for the Kings. Mike Bibby. Brad Miller kicks it away. Christie from Bibby with the pinpoint pass. It's back to a 7-point Sacramento Kings lead.
That's just an energy hustle play.
Cassell the other way.
Sam told me at halftime, he said, I miss a lot of shots I don't normally miss. I'm going to start hitting those shots in the second half, and he has.
No real foul problems in this game. Only Divac with 3. Bibby slashing inside.
Over and back here on the in-line out-of-bounds pass. A careless play as Chris Webber laid back in the passing lane. This is what you always big people. Is don't get careless taking the ball in. The alley-oop from Bibby on the knockaway from Brad Miller. What a great play. And then the inline violation.
9 ties and 3 lead changes in this game. Bibby on Garnett, intercepted by Cassell. And he will wait and reload with his team joining him, like Michael Olowokandi. Rebound by Miller. Kings of Stojakovic. Weber now comes inside and puts it down.
The smiles on the Maloof brothers as the dunk by Weber. Well, Mike Bibby has done a great job carving up the defense of the Minnesota Timberwolves. We've seen him time and again get inside that lane and finish a gorgeous look-away bounce pass, and the bounce, and Chris Webber with a 2-hand dunk. And Kevin, I said 2 happier guys were the Maloof brothers here, the owners of the Sacramento Kings. Gavin and Joe, these are two of the best owners in the league, and they love their Sacramento, what they've done for this community. When Weber jumped up there and dunked the basketball, they got up higher than he did. They were very happy to see the spring back in their star's step.
They paid him a lot of money for that spring in his step, too, about $121 million.
Yes.
They want to see spring and a lot more, probably.
Well, you know, they want to see a lot of spring basketball. That's what they want to see this spring.
Those are the scoring leaders for the Kings. Timberwolves has gotten 18 from Cassell. He leads all scorers. Timberwolves with Garnett, Cassell, Serbiak, Olowokandi, and Sprewell. This is KG tonight. 14 points and 10 rebounds, and puts up a circus shot with a great move inside.
Kevin Garnett is so quick. And Sacramento's going to have to keep the pace up right now because Minnesota's not going to go away. They're going to find some kind of rhythm here before long. They only have 7 assists.
Here comes Christie. Bibby is open. Serbiak late with the defense. I don't even know if that was his guy either. And Bibby knocks it in, and Bibby now has 16. 6 in this quarter.
Well, they do such a good job of that dribble handoff. You know, Pete Carrill has run this offense throughout the years, and these guys have really mastered it.
Kings, Bibby, Stojakovic, Weber, and they've got Brad Miller in there. Christie is defending as well. And this move by Kevin Garnett. This is a 7'1" player who moves like a man much smaller.
Well, I love his awareness of where he is underneath the basket. I mean, he knows he's too far and he has to jump out, and he creates space, and then the soft shot over the shoulder.
KG 7 of 13. Serbiak, who has been driving much more to the basket of late, not relying on that outside shot all the time.
Well, trying to mix his game up, and again, we saw him when he had just come back off his injury. Looks much fresher and sharper and much more confident now.
Kings are shooting 48% from the field. Weber, good series of moves. Lost it inside. Minnesota shooting 44%. Sprewell. And Serbiak, last time Sprewell played here, 37 points against the Kings. Nice shot. And that brings the Timberwolves to within 4.
They're not going to go away. I mean, they're going to keep right there so Sacramento cannot fall asleep. Sacramento's known to go through lulls, but they let you back in the game.
It's Weber. Now that's the shot he likes, but he's better when he's inside.
Well, the reason he gets that shot is because they rub a guard off of him. The big man has to help a little bit, and it creates space where he can just catch and shoot the ball.
So after hitting their first 3 the last time down, Timberwolves get it again, and Serbiak is the guy. And Olowokandi across the lane, rebound by Bibby. And the Kings are -1 in rebounding tonight, so they're sticking right with the Timberwolves in that category. Minnesota's a pretty good rebounding ball club. And a foul goes on KG. Garnett picks up number 2.
I love it when guards rebound.
Yes.
They make your defense so much better, Kevin. You can't just depend on your big guys to get the rebound. And Mike Bibby goes back and cleans up this board. You got Brad Miller challenging the shot, and Mike Bibby comes back in there. Doug Christie's in there, loose ball foul. Sacramento wants to talk about it, up 6. And I don't know what Jamal Mashburn's situation. They could get healthy. That's obviously a team you don't want to play in the first round. They've just been so battered with injuries.
Kings have led by as many as 11. Timberwolves have led by 2 for only a minute and 40 seconds of this game. Weber. What a pass by Chris Weber.
Now catch and shoot. So it's the little subtle things that free guys up. That wasn't anything complicated, but it got Weber a wide open 15-foot shot. And this is good news for Sacramento. Bad news for Minnesota. 46-5 when they lead after 3. Minnesota is 7-15 when they trail after 3.
Bobby Jackson in the game as we begin the 4th quarter with Peeler and Weber and Stojakovic. And Miller is underneath. That's the Sacramento 5 to start the 4th. Garnett, Olowokandi, Serbiak, Hoiberg, and Cassell. A nice-looking bank shot, and Kevin Garnett has just set a Timberwolves single-season scoring record. Tonight, KG 18 points, 10 rebounds in 35 minutes, and Minnesota's to within 6. Stojakovic with the miss. Garnett's 11th rebound, and they push it the other way with Cassell with the game-high 18. Garnett, here it comes, flying inside, and now the Timberwolves down by 4.
Keep your eye on the matchup now, Stojakovic and Szczerbiak. Szczerbiak not as good a defensive player. Can they free up Stojakovic for some of these jump shots? That'll be a critical matchup as Garnett has come out here and hit 2 big baskets to cut this lead in half. But look at this quick, long step. Ability to go away from the defender. No shot blocking back there.
2 for 3.
What a big shot. Bobby Jackson been out for 24 games with that abdominal injury, Kevin. Lead cut to 1, and you talk about his toughness. That was a tough shot.
It's the second three-point hit by the Kings tonight. One of the top three-point shooting teams in the league. Minnesota's at 2. There's Cassell with 3 the other way as they train triples back and forth. And a game-high 21 for Sam Cassell.
Fourth quarter Sam shoots 51% in the fourth quarter.
Weber, and they're on him now. Guarding him much tougher around the circle. That leaves Peeler open. The top three-point shooter in the league, and Christie cleans it up.
That's the tough part about playing zone. You don't have anybody to box out, and if you go to the offensive board, you can get second shot opportunities. That's exactly what Christie did.
Minnesota has had a 4 of 5 shooting fourth quarter so far. Hoiberg, the top 5 three-point shooter. Garnett snaps it to Szczerbiak for 3. Rebound by Miller. The Kings are shooting 48%. Minnesota is shooting 45% from the floor for the game. Peeler. Chris Hoiberg the rebound.
A little slippage on the floor there.
All over the place, Coach. And on that end, predominant.
Let's keep our eye on this quarter for Garnett and Cassell. If Minnesota's going to win this game, those 2 guys have to take them home. This is Cassell's time. Let's see if he can shake loose and hit those big shots.
Rebounding is even at 34. Cassell. Once again, Sam Cassell.
1% what they've done to their opponents at the three-point line. So this is going to be execution, take care of the basketball, and who can get the stops when needed.
It's Garnett against Miller, out to Szczerbiak, swing to an open Sprewell for 3. And Stojakovic and Olowokandi fight for it. Sprewell has not scored from the field since 4 minutes remained in the first quarter. He has been ice cold for Minnesota, and tonight he has gone from the floor. Sprewell has 3 of 10. There's a quick foul.
Derek Martin leg whipped Mike Bibby as he went around. Now, importantly, now we talked the 6:19 mark. They went into the penalty. So Sacramento is shooting free throws. Sam Cassell now into the game for Derek Martin. So a quick rest for Sam Cassell.
All kinds of people, more people off the floor than we had on the floor. Officials and all kinds of guys.
Well, what a break here for Sacramento. Mike Bibby's almost an 82% free throw shooter. He steps up the line and misses both of them. Sacramento's only 1 for 4 from the line in this period. But the problem was Minnesota didn't clean up the board, so now Sacramento gets the ball back. So that was a key possession.
Stojakovic. Over Sprewell. Stojakovic is cold, 5 of 14.
Well, they've locked into him. They've forced him to take 14 shots to get only 12 points, so they have made him a real focus of attention.
Kings have missed their last 5. What a pass inside! A laser shot by Cassell into Sprewell.
We haven't seen that play all night long. Coming out of that timeout, Flip Saunders set it out and get the layup. Get Sprewell back in the game.
Minnesota equals their biggest lead under 5 to play. Weber across on Olowokandi and retrieves it with Bibby getting a Weber screen. And that is a nice Szczerbiak toss over to Garnett. The Kings have missed their last 6 shots from the field. Cassell. Game high 23. Bibby guarding. Oh, and look at Miller come out on Sam Cassell with a little clothesline, and Sam gave him a little elbow in the ribs, and a foul called on Miller, who picks up number 4.
If Sacramento's going to win this game, they're going to have to defend the screen roll of Cassell and Garnett. They're going to get into it in all different kind of directions, all different kind of actions, but it's going to end up screen roll Cassell Garnett.
Foul away from the ball, again down low, and that's on Miller again. He's got 5. And he is out there in full throat arguing the calls. Cassell. And Kevin Garnett drawn 3. Szczerbiak with the good fake once, twice, and Kevin. Sprewell, great rotation. Cassell for 3. And a rebound by, I think Miller could be gone as he tried to take down Olowokandi.
And it's going to be a flagrant.
On Brad Miller.
How quick has the personality of this game changed? I mean, it looked like Sacramento was in full control. Garnett got 2 quick baskets to start the period. Zerbiak with a big 3, and they've been in sync ever since.
So much energy on the floor. Here comes Cassell over Bibby. And Cassell has really grown cold, though. He's missed 4 straight.
And he's very upset. He missed a wide-open 3 in that little jump shot. He prides himself on making those big field goals. Who's going to score for Sacramento?
It's Christie. Kings have not hit in 4 minutes from the field. Weber tries to break that streak and cannot. Tipped by Olowokandi right to Kevin Garnett. And wisely slows and waits for the rest to join him. Sprewell and Stojakovic. Spree, Garnett, and Cassell.
They'll post up here for Zerbiak. If they double team, somebody's going to get an open shot.
Nice fake by Cassell. Puts it down. Sam Cassell is a flamethrower. And he's put in a game high 25 points.
You think it bothered him that he missed his last 4 shots?
He gives the Timberwolves their biggest lead tonight of 5 after trailing by 11. Sacramento had missed 8 straight until Vladdy scoops it home. His first 2
per quarter. This high-scoring Sacramento Kings team. Only 9 points, 3 of 15, only 1 assist. And that's the difference in this Wolves team this year. They have the ability to defend you.
Yeah, you said that in the beginning of the broadcast. That is the one thing that separates these 2 top teams in the West.
Well, what happens is now with Olowokandi in the game as he makes a free throw, Kevin Garnett doesn't have to guard the other team's best low-post player the whole night or in the 4th quarter. It frees him up to be able to do other things at the end of the game. He used to get so worn down. He also now has Cassell with him to make big plays.
Olowokandi has had 2 consecutive double-doubles. Closing in on that tonight, fanning on the second free throw. Minnesota by 3. Minnesota's on a 10-4 run.
Can they free Stojakovic up for a shot? They've got to get him back into the offense.
Both teams shooting 44% from the field. It's Weber inside against Olowokandi with the foul. And Michael Olowokandi is trying to give that defensive stance, and he's got 6, and he is gone, like Brad Miller of Sacramento before him.
Now that's a big loss. And I'll tell you why. Urban Johnson is a good defender, but he cannot score. And Olowokandi can score around the basket. So this is a big loss. You lose offense. You don't lose a lot defensively. But I like what Weber did there. Go to the basket. Now the question is, can Sacramento step up and make their free throw?
Weber knocks it down right now. Not a very good free throw shooter, but tonight Weber has gone 2 of 3. Kings have gone 9 of 13. Minnesota 8 of 14 from the line. Turnovers, 10 for the Wolves and 12 for the Kings. Second free throw, no. Garnett with the rebound, and Kevin's got 17 rebounds and 20 points. 69th double-double, #1 in the NBA. Spree, that was deflected. But Minnesota gets it right back with the shot clock without the change of possession at 6. And Cassell's going to fire. And he puts it right between the eyes.
Guess who? Sam Cassell. Won 2 championships in Houston in the 4th quarter, making those kind of plays.
9 in the quarter for Cassell, a game-high 27 for the game. The former high school player of the year out of Baltimore. And a foul, and it goes on. Was knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds. And here comes Stojakovic. And he is pulled. Only 5 of 15 tonight. And Stojakovic has not scored in this quarter. 0-4.
He's the key to their team. When he shoots it well, they're tough to beat. Tonight, they've done a great job against him.
Steal by Mike Bibby. Racing the other way. That hurts him. That absolutely kills him. And Zerbiak with this newfound driving aggressive play. Urban Johnson taps it in. And that gives...
Talked about tonight, it's been the big 2. 47 points. Kevin Garnett a big 16 rebounds, and the big field goals by Sam Cassell.
Bulls on top 94-86. The Kings, Doug, will lose their 5th game in their last 7.
Let me tell you the importance of Stojakovic. Tonight, he shoots 5 of 15 as we see Weber shoot. He shoots 5 of 15. When he shoots 45% or better, they are 45-6. You take him out of the game, which is what Minnesota did tonight, and you see the struggles this team had to score.
Since the All-Star break, the Kings now go to 17-11. And as we said, they've lost 5 of their last 8. Top 4 in the West. There's a new team on top.